Hi, I'm Lee. Welcome back to the channel. Fix It for Reselling. So we've been to the car boot the weekend. Went over to St Michael's in Billsborough. We picked up a nice Pioneer stack system for 40 quid. Plus, it came with two Celestion speakers, the Ditton 150s, I think they are. Literally, it was the first thing I bought when I got there. The store was right in front of me. Saw this, paid 40 quid for the lot. Ignore the two little speakers either side. They're just a couple of pure digital speakers I picked up for 4 quid. I think it was probably worth about 15. But since getting this home, I've looked this system up, and it is it could be quite good. The amplifier could be £100. That's the amplifier. The amplifier could possibly sell for £100. The tape deck could possibly be £100. The tuner, they're never worth much. Technics, whatever, Pioneer. Tuners just aren't worth much, but it's got some really cool features on there. And then the turntable as well, the record deck, that's possibly £100. And the Celestion speakers, possibly £100. But obviously I'm making this video because we've got some issues. So let's do some testing on this and see what's working, what's not. Amplifier's good, playing through the auxiliary. So stay tuned, we'll see what's happening. Right, so if you didn't know, I am a full-time reseller. I do this as my job. I go to car boots, charity shops, auctions, pick stuff up second-hand and try and sell it online for a profit. Obviously, we try and pick stuff up that isn't broken. Most people will tell you it's working all the time, but it's not. But you can still sell stuff as spares or repairs, not working, but you're obviously not going to get as much for it. So I've scoured the internet and I've watched thousands and thousands of hours of like electronic stuff, people repairing things, and it's given me the confidence to be able to take these machines apart, look inside them and figure out what's going wrong. So I'm still learning. Don't take everything I say as gospel. I don't know everything. I'm still learning myself. You can sell parts of these for spares for sort of 50 quid, but why sell them for 50 quid when you could probably change a capacitor or two and sell them for £100? So let's get you in closer. We'll show you what we've got here, and we'll see what's working and what's not, and see what we've got to do. See what we're going to fix first. Right, so sorry about the lighting here. It's a bit naff because I've usually got my lights above everything, not in front of it. Right, so we've got the tape deck down the bottom. Right, so if you're interested, the tape deck is the Pioneer model CT-300. And then next up we have our amplifier, which you have just heard working, and there it is in the middle. That is the Pioneer SA-510. And then we have the tuner, the radio, which is the TX410L, which is a nice feature in the middle there. The actual tuner, the line tells you how strong the signal is, which I really like on that. And then we have the Pioneer record deck on top, which is the direct drive auto return PL-200, and you can see down in there hopefully the speed the record's playing at. So, but the trouble is it's just spinning on its own. Here's our first problem, and I think the weight has snapped off the back of there. The weight is actually in a bag, so we might have to drill a hole, put a pin in there to get the weight back on. We can't just glue it on there, it was just going to fall and snap off, so we need to try and drill that, put a pin in there, but we'll do that another time, because also the arm doesn't go across. The deck is constantly spinning, the arm doesn't move. We've got our cut button here, which lifts the needle up and kind of like tries to move it, but it doesn't go anywhere. And I think our little retaining clip there has been snapped off, but we can get that off another deck. But yeah, so the arm's gone back down, but yeah, still can't move it. So even though you've ended it and it thinks it's returned home, that's as far as it goes that way. That's as far as it goes that way. It doesn't go anywhere near the record. So that's something we need to look at, because this shouldn't be constantly spinning either. Right, so our tuner is good. We'll put that on there. That's just on AM. But like I see, as you tune, the signal goes down.
So the stars that we're seeing might have died before even the Earth formed.
I'm going to unplug the record player because I think that's interfering with the signal.
And the light they produce, that's what we're seeing. Traveling all this time, we came along.
Nope, it's everything else.
Wait to catch the light. Yeah.
But no, that's like, I love that little feature on there. It's got a light up here on the dial, so I don't know whether there's any other lights to backlight the display on it. We'll have a look at that when we get that apart. Yeah, and then the amplifier, that all looks to be working fine. So that all sounds good. There's no crackling from any dials or anything, so the dials all seem to be nice and clean. Let's pause that music again. And then we have down the bottom the tape deck, which, let's press the eject button. It's totally dead. We'll press the play button here and we've got nothing. Nothing's moving. We'll just stop that. Where's that tape? So we'll just put a tape in it to show you. Might be able to see it easier. The reels are not going round. So we press play, nothing. Stop, nothing. Rewind, nothing. Stop, nothing. Fast forward. So yeah, things aren't happening down there. So I think because that's at the bottom, we're going to look at the tape deck first. So let's get this all disconnected and we'll have a look at the tapes. Hopefully it's just some belts. And these are the Celestion speakers that came with it, about 1.5 foot tall. All the manuals in here, it's all good. And look, this is what you used to get with vintage electronics, the actual schematics diagrams. So that's the CT-300. So what's this? This is for the tape deck. So if we've got anything wrong with the tape deck, we actually go in and we can see all the components and everything, how it's all wired together. And something like this, if you know what you're looking at, can help you to fix it. You can get downloads online, but all old stuff used to come with the schematics. You used to be able to fix stuff yourself. Not anymore. Oh, that was it. Ditton 150 as the speakers. So we got all the manuals for everything as well, the speakers and everything. Right, so let's get the tape deck looked at. Right, so we're down to just the tape deck now. Right, so let's just get the top off. Okay, we are off. Bit of the belt stuck in the top. It's like tar. This is going to be a fun clean-up job. So yeah, when the belts go to start to go, they turn back to like a sticky tar. This is also going to be fun to test because the connectors, these go in the back of the amplifier. Someone has snapped the earth pin off of there, and on the back of the amplifier they've stuck a matchstick in there to kind of replace the earth wire. The earth pin on here is what opens the doors to allow you to plug that into the amplifier. So we might just have to put a new plug on that to test it. And this is just a little thing down here I can wire in. I could wire something to the switch, but no, that's a pain in the arse. So I mean, we could just put the amp on and plug it into the amp. That would probably be the best thing to do. Save messing around. So yeah, our belts have gone on this. Let's try and get a light in there and zoom you in. So I'm not even sure whether I'm going to have the belts to replace this one. But yeah, so you can see there, that's part of the belt on there that's gone to goo. And obviously the other belt this side, you can see, look at that, it's just sort of gone back to its oily mess. So I've got to try and peel that off of there. And then what's this belt in here? Is that going to be the same? Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much the same in there as well, all to goo. So yeah, so this belt will go down to this edge of it here, and then that belt will go over to the main one. So I might have a belt for this one, but I don't know whether I've got a big belt for down there. But I think the easiest thing to clean this up is to pull this tape deck out, get it cleaned. Right, so you usually pop door fronts off by just pushing up from the bottom. as far as that goes. And sometimes can help get things out of the way. Just need to have a quick look and see what I need to pull out or adjust. Alright, we've got a few screws down on the bottom, 4 screws down there. Let's just see if that's going to release anything. Would be nice to take the whole thing out, but I don't know how easy that's going to be. So just checking where everything goes. I think this might be a screw on the top. Someone's had this out before and chewed these screws up. Does that need to come out? I'm sure it's screwed on in there somewhere. I need to take the tape counter belt off, which actually looks okay. This bracket looks like it could be screwed in from the front. So let's take that little where are we? Yeah, this bracket looks like it's screwed in from the front down there, so hopefully I can take this bracket, screw out the side of this bracket. Not done one of these before, so making that as I go along. Got to learn somewhere, right? That screw's just dropped down in there. I'll get that in a minute. This bracket's not going to let that pass there. So front's got to come off, I think. Which means you're going to have to pull all these knobs off. Well, one of them anyway. And these screws on top, it looks like someone's over tightened and ruined the heads on them. God. No need to do them up that tight. Is there some underneath? Got to be careful of that screw that I've just dropped in there as well, falling out. I want to lose that in there. Just notice you've got a, it's like an access panel on the bottom. I don't think that's going to help me. But we have got 3 screws on the bottom to get the front off as well. Let's have a look, see what's under here. Does that come out? How's that come out? Slides. Yeah, slides and pulls out. Yeah, so we can see the bottom of our tape deck. Still doesn't help us to clean these up, but that's probably a good access panel actually. You could get in there to change all these belts just from that access panel. Could you? No, you'd still have to take the back off. You would still have to take the back shield off anyway. Oh, looks like I've got loads of little broken bits in here. Keep hold of them, see if we can work out where they're from. Oh, let's get some kitchen roll. Oh, so I'm not sure, I might be able to leave all this in here to clean it. Let's see how we get on. So, just got a kitchen roll. This is just going to make one out of a mess. Shall we scrape it off? Not sure whether we can scrape it into a mound. just going everywhere. Once I've got most of it off, I'll use IPA to try and get the rest of it off. Quick spritz of IPA. Nice isopropyl alcohol, 99.9%. It's coming off nicely with that. Well, that wasn't too bad. Feel like I should have left this screwed down now. Right, let's try and get the stuff off the... Let's try and get down in here. Can't really hold that wheel. Right, seeing as we got to probably get this out to change the belts anyway. Let's see if we can get the front off now. And there you go, warning, dangerous voltage inside. So, be careful people. That's the front, it's just dropped off there. Still can't get to the screw of that bracket, but I think now it just does drop down out of the way. Is it? Pull our eject button out. Just going to snip these cable ties. While I don't cut into a wire. Because you've got some wires that are just getting in the way. Right, so now I've got room to manoeuvre. Yes. Oh, so there we go. Bit more room to get in it. So we've just got We've got 3 screws on the back of this plate with the motor on. Let's hopefully get that out. Hopefully everything will be out of the way then to remove this assembly or the back plate and get to all the pulleys and where we need to change all the belts. God, wires in the way everywhere. Gonna come up that way. Over there you go, 2nd of July 1980. So how old this is. Right, so now we can get in here a bit better because this is just caked. You know, when these belts go, they just get everywhere. Nasty old stuff. Nasty old stuff. See, I mean, look at me hands. I mean, it does a bit of IPA though. It just pretty much wipes off. Right, that's as clean as I'm going to get that. Still a little bit down in the crease of that roller, but everything else is clear, clean. Right, I haven't got any belts that fit this. Well, I haven't got the flat belt, that's for sure. So just to test its working and try and get the size of the belt needed, let's try and just put this back in place for a second. One that goes around there and there. Right, so we've just put a normal belt in there for now. We just want to see if this is working. So you can see we haven't got a flat belt in there. I've just put a normal tape belt in there. It's probably not going to work properly, but everything spins now when you spin that. That's probably the correct size belt for that. Doesn't feel too bad. So let's screw this back down quickly and we'll bring in the amplifier and power it up. What screws were they? Right, we're back enough together to just test. Just plug it in. We've got the amp in the bottom, plugged into the amp. Let's flick it on. On. Capstan wheel is spinning here. Not sure whether you can see that, but that's all spinning. Which one's the play button? That one. Right, so play goes up. Right, let's put this onto tape 1. Let's put a tape in. Let's press play. Why can I not hear anything? Unless I've got my play and record around the wrong way. Possibly. Because my dials are moving up and down. Right, let's just power this down and unplug it a second. Move my leads around. Might have the record in the play and the record or whatever. Round the wrong way. Let's try again. Plug it in, turn it on. Play. There we go. Sounds a little bit slow. Let me film the front of this on my phone so you can see it. So you can see the tapes playing, see all the dials going. Probably give the heads a clean on here, but yeah. So we know that's all working. Fast forward, that's okay. Rewind. Doesn't like rewind. Yeah, one of these is getting stuck on rewind. It's trying. But yeah, these aren't the correct belts. It's probably just slipping. Is that the stop button? Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't like something in fast forward or right. It's not stopping. Stop buttons. Stop button works fine when you're pressing in play and rewind. It's not stopping when you're fast forwarding. Strange. Right, just to interject on this video, I've just changed that belt there from that skinny little one to one that was a little bit smaller. Now, rewind, fast forward, are fine, and it stops. Rewind, stop, fast forward, stop, play. Stop. So, just to show that was that little belt. So we just need a flat belt for this one. It's me in the future. As soon as I finished recording this video, I ordered the belt, and 2 days later, while I'm editing the video, the belt has arrived. So I thought I'd just quickly put this in. Got them off eBay from Malvern Hills Audio. They're also the same people I ordered the sharp belts from. So I went back to them because it was helpful last time. One of the belts for the sharp was the wrong size. But I measured it and they sent me the right one. So that belt has arrived, so I thought I might as well put that in. If you can't find the schematics or a service manual that tells you what the right size belt is, because we'd put this one in and it seemed like the right size and it was working, all we did is we measure the belt. Let me go and get the other tape measure to be able to see that. Right, I've got a tape measure you can see on a bit better. Right, so to measure this belt, so you order the right one. I mean, we're presuming it's the right one. It was playing okay, so it's roughly the right size. So if I pull that out there, it's close enough. Don't want to stretch it too much. So it is about 105. You haven't got to be perfectly precise on here. It's about 105, maybe 110. But like I say, if you stretch it, so you want to try and measure it without stretching it too much. So we took 105, we doubled it, gives us our 210, which will be the whole length of that. And if you divide that 210 by pi, it gives you the diameter of the belt. So a lot of people sell the belts as a diameter. So I looked up a 66 mil, that was the closest, working it out to pi. So a 66 millimeter diameter belt. Ordered that and put them together. You can see they're pretty much the same. It's probably a little bit smaller, which is okay. So there. So if you want to work out the size of your belt, that's it. You can also do it with a bit of string. So you can put a bit of tape or a bit of string, whatever, around the wheels, work out your circumference, times it by pi, gives you the diameter, and you can order the correct belt. So I'm just going to put this on now. You don't have to see me do that again. You saw me put it on in the last one. So let me get this all back together. Right, there we go. New belts are in it. Tape is playing. Sounds amazing. Rewind's good. Fast forward's good. Play's good. Also, if anyone knows what these plugs are called or where you can find them, please let me know, because you know the earth pin's been pulled out of there. It does just undo, but the amplifier's got matchsticks poked in the hole to open the gates for these pins to go in. So I need some new plugs for these, or maybe I can just get a square bit of plastic and glue it in there. But I want to get some proper ones. Either that or put in a proper plug in there. So if anyone knows what these are called or I can get them, please let me know. Put it in the comments down below. We've also cable tied these back together. Just got some little cheapy small cable ties. So yeah, just cable tied the wires back together, back to how it was. But I mean, look, this is absolutely immaculate, and it's from the 1980s. And also take a look at this from Dixon's, 24th of the 12th, 1980. So Christmas Eve 1980, this was purchased for the price of £549 and 85p. Probably shouldn't show the guy's name on here, so let me just flip this over. So you know, even the original like purchase receipt, I just want to hide the guy's name and stuff on here. So yeah, so chartered trust, it was bought on hire, hire, a loan or something like that. So yeah, Pioneer Music Centre, £399, 95p. Speakers, which I believe are the Celestion Ditton's 150s, £149.90. And do you know what? They are probably about the same price now. The speakers are worth over 100 quid. And you know, the Music Centre, the amplifier is over £100, the tape deck's over £100, the record deck is over £100, and the tuner's probably 20-30 quid. But yeah, I mean, the total purchase price, £636.85. He's had to, what's he put down, a £300 deposit, and we got £87 of charges, which is probably the interest. So I mean, to have the original receipts and everything from Dixon's, I mean, it's just amazing. Love a bit of history. Alright, thanks for watching. That's it. We've got it all working. Just new belts, all a bit gooey, and the belts have deteriorated. But we paid £40 for this lot. I've got the speakers behind me. I shall show you them in a second. I'll play a bit of the tape, and the speaker's working. So yeah, we paid 40 quid for this, and you know, it could be worth a lot of money. It's actually got the original receipts that I showed you on how much this actually costs. And I think having the original receipt and when this was bought is like pretty amazing. Well, I think it is anyway. But there you go. It's all planned. It's all working. Quickly show you the speakers, and then we'll end on this pumping out some tunes. Thanks for watching. Please like, please comment, please subscribe. It's all free and it all helps the channel. And if you'd like to know when I upload more content, just hit the notification bell, and I shall see you in the next one. Here's the speakers. Blah, blah, blah. I'm having a Ricky Resells moment. Right, that's it. Right, so that's it. Jesus Christ, every time. Outtake. You're going in the end of it.